And hello everybody. Sorry, I had to immediately pause it because my cat decided to jump on the table already. We can't have that. He hasn't even started yet. We need him to keep his mischief to a minimum until then. But how is everybody? So today we are continuing on with our Dark Angels Inner Circle Companions. This is number 2. This was our gentleman from yesterday that we finished on stream. I say finish, I still need to do his base. I'm going to be adding more style and mud to this. I'm also going to be adding some skulls just to really amplify it. Cat. Hi Mrs. Nerd, hi chat. Hi Stender, how are you doing? How are you feeling? So now you had your operation, how are you doing? I hope you're feeling okay after your operation. I'm going to begin with a little bit of Abaddon Black, just to do some cleaning up, and then whilst that's kind of drying, I'll move back onto the stand, just to kind of give that a good clean. Hi, signed. If I pop off in a moment, it is literally just because we've got a parcel apparently arriving in a moment, just had a notification. So if I mute myself for just a minute, I'll be back in literally 2 seconds. But it's just so you know, if I suddenly go silent. But how is everybody? I know you said in the Discord you're on your way home, signed. I'm alright, thanks. On a bunch of morphine though. Oh, absolutely. I was on that a couple of weeks ago. It is the good stuff. Cat, I love you, but you cannot have my water. Honestly, I haven't even started yet. Ooh, packages. Yes, packages. In this case, it's just one package. Cat, stop hugging the water. What are you doing? I'm already off to waiting for the bus. Oh, great fun. Cat, I swear. I love my fur children, I promise. But this one is already testing my patience today. What are you doing, buddy? Yeah, really glad you're doing better, and hopefully over the next 2 weeks that will obviously only improve. I have no safe place to put my water because my cat's just decided to lie in that spot. The last time he did this, I ended up with water all over my desk. So I'm just popping it off to one side for now, somewhere where hopefully he won't knock it over and I won't knock it over. We'll see. Right. Right, let's get in with it now. Enough of the cat interlude distraction. I'm going to begin with Abaddon Black again. Thanks, Rothmer. I'm going well. Just a bit painful these days, but the morphine helps. I remember, like, when I was off mine, it was like 2 or 3 days of me with just morphine combined with, like, general over-the-counter pain medication. But they seem to forget sometimes. Like, yeah, just use paracetamol and, like, ibuprofen. I'm like, excuse me? I don't think so. Can't do any heavy lifting for the next couple of weeks, so expect to get a lot of painting done. I think that's a good reason. Like, it's a good enough reason. But yes, please take it easy. You've been able to work on some content. Yes, have you been able to work on anything so far? Or have you just been in recuperation mode? Which is completely understandable if you have. The cat that is currently sat on my desk is, in typical fashion, has been the one that's been asleep basically all day. And it's like he sensed that I was going to go live and he's like, I must go sit where mum needs to be now. Didn't you, buddy? If you hear any purring, it's because my cat is right next to my microphone, so if there's any kind of purring going on, it's because he's hugging the microphone. Oh, and he's knocking it over. Ahoy painters, hello Bo, how are you doing? He wants to participate, he really does. I'm currently working on a video about painting a Skaven's Screaming Bell and also painting up some Emperor's Children as a commission. Amazing. And hello again, Krytor, how are you doing? But yeah, if you do hear any purring, it's because my cat's decided to sit right next to the microphone and also decided to hug the microphone. He's very sweet when he wants to be. Even right now when he is being technically a little bit of pain, he's still very sweet. You need it down? Good boy, well done. We'll see how long that lasts. Right now he's currently trying to hunt my paintbrushes, which is obviously not a good start. Ooh, I saw the unboxing video. The Emperor's Children would be great to see painted. Absolutely. That'll be one for signed. I'm sure she'll very much love watching that. Hey, buddy. He's just sat behind me now. Getting there. Looking forward to seeing your amazing progress between games again. Is it still Ark you're playing? I'll be sure to get some pictures when they are painted. Thanks, Rothmer. Yeah, we'd love to see them. Anything like that, definitely a big fan of. Haven't started any today, but the squad will be on shortly. Stender painting, is it the Flawless Blades? I told you, if you want to talk about Emperor's Children, then sign your girl. She knows what she's talking about when it comes to Emperor's Children. She likes them quite a bit. Right, now that black's drying, I'm going to go back onto the colour I went in with yesterday, which is some Celestia Grey, and I'm going to go over the wings on this stand again. Nice happy hunting, Krytor. I hope the Emperor's blesses you with a good loot and safe extractions, haha. I hope you have more success today than you did yesterday. I know yesterday you were having a bit of a hard time, so hopefully today is easier for you, Krytor. And you'll have to let us know if there's any, No, I don't. Well, I know enough. Exactly, that's all you need to know, signed. But if he's collecting stuff that you're interested in, then it's more stuff for you to look at. More things that you can make pretty. Signed has got quite a few things posted when it comes to photos on our Discord. And she's got like the Watchers from Dark Angels. She has done some Nighthaunt, which were really, really cool. Which you sent me photos of. I don't know if they're in the Discord now. But if you still have those photos signed, they would look quite good in there. If not, I can always post them and obviously give you credit. Because I think I still have them in my phone somewhere. But signed does some very, very cool stuff as well. I'll put pictures in the Discord when I get home. No worries, signed. Signed, did you decide on a colour scheme for Emperor's Children? I know you were struggling, or are you gonna wait to paint them now until you get the moolahs at the end of the month for the army painter stuff? Because I know you were quite interested in their bundles. I was looking at them today as well, actually. I was looking at their speed painting set. I am tempted. No, the struggle continues. Gotta remember to switch to live chat on YouTube so I can see Sign's messages. Yes, so anybody who is not in live chat, at the top icon you get the option between live chat and top chat. Sorry, I had my paintbrush end in my mouth there just so I could speak. Please switch it to live chat and then we can see absolutely everybody's messages and not missing anything. I still don't know why it doesn't like you in the top chat, Sign. It only likes you in live chat for some bizarre reason. It's got to be slightly awkward in some way, hasn't it? Some form of technology. Are you working from home again today, Bo, or are you having to commute in again today? Oh, okay, I keep forgetting as well. I'm such a terrible moderator. Ah, that makes sense. I thought it was Schizo. No. If you just switch it to live chat, you can see absolutely everybody's messages. I don't know why it doesn't like Sign's messages in top chat for some bizarre reason. It makes no sense to me. But if you go to live chat, everybody's is visible. And then everybody can chit chat. You guys are looking at me, like looking at the messages going, who's signed? Who is this signed person that she's talking about? Just thinking it's an imaginary friend. Mrs. Nerd does talk to herself, it's a bit unnerving. Hey, sometimes I need to. Because the only way it makes sense. Working from home again. Cruisy day. Nice. So in other words, when you're not having to do any meetings, you can do some painting in between again. Slash quote unquote, you can work, but you can paint in between. I must have displeased the tube gods. I don't know how, but you must have in some way, Signed. I keep forgetting to take my watch off. Main reason is because it's incredibly loud when it decides to buzz. And because we've got a Ring doorbell, it'll buzz continuously until like I go out to the door, so I'll just take it off for now before it decides to have a go at me. Is everybody doing okay today? Oh, Sammy Buzz, speaking of Emperor's Children, you might like the Rogue Hobbies paint set by Monument Hobbies if you hadn't seen that one before. Ooh, giving her more painting options. You're going to have a collection of either different options or different paints by the end of the month at this rate, Signed. Righty. Let's get our photo back up so I know what colours I'm using again, because my memory is atrocious. Even though the colours are in front of me, it's just a case of where do I put them. I haven't seen that yet, I'll check it out. Yeah, the indecisiveness grows. It just makes it worse for you, doesn't it, Signed? I think I'm going to paint this guy's weapon first. For a change. Because I get to use a brighter red. Just cover them in glitter. Glitter works. Some glue, some glitter, job's a good one. Sorted. Different coloured glitter maybe even. For his weapon, I'm going to go in with just Evil Sun's Scarlet because it's quite a bit brighter than his robes. So I'm going to go in with that on there. Been using bright colours the last couple of days because I was working with some contrast paints on some Terror Wings from my Hunters of Huanchi, basically the Seraphon Warcry. They're still not 100% finished, but I will show you like a little preview of what I've done. Warning, they are very bright in comparison to my usual schemes. So, here's one Terror Wing, and here is the other Terror Wing. Both slightly different, basically the exact same colour schemes, just ever so slightly different, but they're not 100% finished yet, but we are getting there. But both were done with contrast paints. They will become glitter marines. They will and they shall. So there's no way about it. But that's what we're working with so far for those. Done entirely with contrast paints. Oh, I can hear my cat scurrying. Right. Now my cats have decided that they had their little mad moment in the background. Pick the right brush size that I want. That's way too small. Oh, that's a bit better. So yeah, going in with Evil Sun's Scarlet. Yeah, I have an idea for their bases, but none of their armour. Maybe if you do their bases, and then the creative juices will flow enough between that and all the paint inspiration that hopefully the idea will just hit you. And you'll have your little eureka moment and you'll know exactly how you want to paint them. Possibly. Just maybe. So I'm seeing a lot of people, like, at the moment, from between the Discord and here, like Emperor's Children are quite popular at the moment. Oh, hang on, bear with me. Door. One moment. And I'm back. My apologies. But that is the parcel arrived now, so hopefully I should have no more interruptions. Fingers crossed. I saw Crystal by Mini War Games and I saved my spruce from the trash. I want pink crystals on their bases. I have actually been contemplating doing a crystal base for a little bit now. I've got a video saved. I haven't done one, but I've watched a video that someone else has done, so a little tutorial for me to follow, because it does look really good. Emperor's Children's the ones that have the Noise Marines. Love those models. Yes, they have the Noise Marines. Yes. I'm seeing a lot of love at the moment for Emperor's Children and Dark Angels and Skaven. That's what I'm seeing quite a bit of in the Discord channel, which I love to see. So I'm seeing quite a bit of stuff regarding them. Yes, they have the Noise Marines. I've already read that one. My goodness, my brain is broken. Skaven, yes. Yeah. So that's what I'm seeing a lot of. So for 40k, it's like your Emperor's Children and your Dark Angels. And then a few like Ultramarine that stuff, things like that. No Tau love, no. No love for the space communists. Only you there, Mr. Nerd. He'll have to stop bombarding it. He'll have to do a channel specifically just for Tau, and it will just be him. It'll be just him posting in there. Just need some warpstone. Just need more warpstone, sorry. True. Right. I'm going to go in now with some, if I can find where it's hiding. Haha. Leadbelcher. I have all my paints in front of me, but because I'm looking down at them, I'm going, where are you? Where are you hiding? Yesterday our cats decided to cause an extreme ruckus, and I was like in the middle of dealing with our wee one having like a crying fit because he just woke himself up from his nap, and our cats were having a chaotic moment where they just ran across our table where we keep all of our paints in their stands, and they decided to knock an entire stand of paints over. Luckily only one opened, and luckily I caught it before it was too much went on the floor, so I didn't lose too much paint. But my goodness, my friend has got me into Warhammer and is painting Tau. Send him over here, that way then Mr. Nerd can have a friend, a fellow Tau player, fellow space communist. Also have my eyes on the Isengard battle host from Lord of the Rings. Honestly, we've been looking at anything to do with that for a while. Right now we are looking at getting some Moria orcs, because we have the we have like a lot of the books to kind of do like different scenarios. So at the moment we have a bunch of the stuff for Weathertop. So we have the my brain's completely broken. We have the Ring Wraiths, and we have oh my god, my brain is broken today, the Witch King of Angmar. So I still need to paint those, but once we actually have everything for that sorted, because we have the Fellowship painted, we'll potentially look at doing a scenario from Lord of the Rings. The amount of drones he's painting scares me. Yeah, to be honest, Mr. Ned was building some of his the other day, and I was like, how many are there? And he was just like, a lot. The answer is a lot. Especially because he's got the battle host, so it's just ever so slightly bigger. I have the Isengard battle host. It's value for money. We've got so much Lord of the Rings stuff. I actually don't know what we have and what we don't have anymore without going to our cupboard and like taking the whole thing apart. And I could be there for a while if I did that. My Tau army is mainly drones at the moment. Drones and Gundam. Yeah. I was building one the other day and I was like, why is it massive? But this is the exact reason, because he went for the battle host and I've got the combat patrol. His is worth more points than mine. So when it comes to us actually playing against each other, we need to kind of be close in points value. So Mr. Nerd has very graciously been buying me anything Dark Angels that we see in person. Hence, my inner circle companions. These guys have just picked up like a little hobby shop. When I was a wee lad, I always used to see the Lord of the Rings minis at at the Games Workshop store, but my family could never afford it. The very first one went to Warhammer World. They have like an entire display section, or they did have an entire display section where it's still there now, but I know they moved stuff around, so it's probably there somewhere. They have an entire selection dedicated just to some of the Lord of the Rings and like the Hobbit minis. And one of the scenes in The Hobbit where the dwarves are going down the river. And it's just like all of them in their barrels. And it's quite amusing. Because then, again, like even whoever painted them is a bit like me in the sense that they can't do faces. And if you look a little bit too closely at them, the eyes on them are all wonky. So I'm like, I can appreciate that. Something that's literally on display in here, in Games Workshop. In Warhammer World itself, it even has wonky eyes. So it's not just me. How many points are you getting up to with the Dark Angels army? I am not sure. So far I haven't actually counted yet. But I have the entire combat patrol, which is something to paint. I have Lion, 40k Lion, which I showed on stream yesterday. And then I have these guys. I don't know if I've got any more. We probably do somewhere, maybe. But I think that's what we've got so far. So I'd actually have to have a look at their points value. Because I don't... their codex is kind of like off to one side of me on a shelf. So I might have to have a look at that. And figure out exactly how many points I need. Because I don't know how many points your battle host is, Mr. Nerd. No clue. That was such a good day when we picked that one up, though. Because Mr. No was like adamant, I want this, I need it. And I was like, okay, I'll have a look on the website for you. And it's there, I'll pick it up. Completely sold out on the website. Went to Element Games online, which is another place we tend to go to buy stuff. We tend to go there now to buy Warcry because they still have some Warcry stuff in person rather than having it all online. So it's nice to actually see it. And they had the same thing, completely sold out. And I said to him, yeah, we're going to 2k points. So I don't know how many points value mine is up to at the moment, though. Probably, it's got to be around 1,000, though, so far. Maybe just over 1,000. And I was like, nope, it's sold out at Element Games as well. We're not going to get it. It must be really, really popular. And we went to Warhammer World that day. And I can't remember what you were doing, Mr. Nudge. You were off somewhere else. And I just took a photo. I was like, look, they have it. And I literally picked it up and just carried it around with me. And one of the employees was like, do you want us to put that off to one side so you can continue looking? I was like, yes, please. We really want it. Please don't put it back out on the shelf. So we picked up that, my Combat Patrol, and the Codexes on the same day. It was an expensive day. But worth it. Will you do any Deathwing or Ravenwing? Ooh. Probably is the answer to that question at the moment. I'd have to have a look. Oh yeah, Deathwing Knights 100%. We've got 3 of those in the Combat Patrol. But I just love that the Deathwing looks like... they kind of remind me a little bit of... Gosh, my brain is really broken today. I can't think of the words. Oh my god, they're completely gone. I don't know enough about them, but we can add it to your suggestions on Discord. Yeah, I'll most definitely be doing... did you walk around clutching the box, calling it precious? Pretty much. Pretty much. I had that and my Combat Patrol in my arms, just walking around. But I was walking around at 36 weeks pregnant, so very heavily... I wouldn't say walking, more like waddling around. And I think that's why they came up to me. Like, do you want us to put those to one side for you? I was like, yes, please, if you could. That would be great. I know it wasn't long before Christmas, so it was definitely... it's the last trip we took there, I think, before Christmas and such, before Little Man came. But as soon as I saw it, I was like, this needs to come with me. This is staying with me now. I'm not putting it down. Not until I know it's somewhere safe. Just going back in with some Abaddon Black just over this foot here, because I realised there's some red parts that I missed. Deathwing Knights look rather cool. I think once I've done the first box, I'll do another with the maces rather than the swords. I think they remind me of Medieval Knights. Medieval Knights combined with 40k. That's what I was looking to say earlier, but I could not get the words out for the life of me. That's the thing I quite like about Dark Angels, is they kind of combine that medieval theme, or that medieval feel, with sci-fi. So I like that combination. Right, I'm just going to pick up some Rakarth flesh now. That's not Rakarth flesh, that's Ushabti bone, that's my highlight shade. Where's my Rakarth flesh hiding? Aha, there. Rakarth flesh. I'm going to go in with that and I'm going to paint his robes underneath. And we'll go from there, I think. Get my photo up and ready. Cool. thing I like about these figures is they're not obviously the biggest of figures in the world, but there's plenty of opportunity for highlighting on this these particular figures, just because there's lots of creases and stuff and folds in the clothing. So it's going to be quite fun to highlight this figure once they get onto that stage. I'm going to trip out for a bit and get something to eat. No worries. Make sure you're nice and fed and happy, signed. That's the important part. We will still be here. For you, Krytor, what was your reason for going for Dark Angels? Was it the lore based, or did you just like the way the figures looked? What was your incentive to go Dark Angels? Or was it a combination of both? My hobby group has a 3D printer, which I've been making full use of. Ooh. What have you been making? I'm very curious. Whilst that dries, I'm going to go back in with some corn red and do another layer on the red and just touch up some spaces. A lot of proxy for 40k. Got some Black Templars on the go at the moment. Very nice. How long does it take to roughly make a model? I was going to go World Eaters or Salamanders. Dawn of War 4 trailer dropped, and when I went into store, I put down the World Eaters box and went for Dark Angels. Cypher replies, I'm playing Ark also. No worries at all, Krytor. You can multitask. There's absolutely no worries about that, except we're still going to be here. So, doesn't matter. Take your time. Hopefully Ark is more successful today. Yeah, to be honest, I was already playing, well, not playing, I was already picked Dark Angels. And for me, it was like lore-based. Because like I said, I'd done some of the lore. I'd done lore on Salamanders, Blood Angels, Death Eaters, and no, World Eaters and something else. What else I don't know. Death Guard, sorry. And there was something else. I'd done a bunch of lore, like a bunch of them. And as much as I loved individual ones, when I got onto the lore specifically for Lionel Johnson, I just like, ooh, I really, really like this. And ended up doing like a whole, instead of doing just like one episode and being done with it and moving on to the next chapter, I did quite a few more. I was like, yeah, I think this says something. I think I need to pick the Dark Angels, and I'm very happy I did. I'll take my geriatric lion boy all day. I don't sculpt them myself, plenty of designs online. But to print a 28mm, 32mm scale is like 6 hours. You could do a bunch in one run though. Okay. That's obviously really, really cool to know. Like, we don't have a 3D printer, but I know that there's a few places, kind of like certain hobby shops, places like that, they do have them. I love the DA lore. I actually wanted Dark Krakens, but there isn't much lore for them. Somehow I ended up with Dark Angels. I'm glad the line is about once I'm finished with Dark Angels and Mego Xenos. Ooh. Or Salamanders, Dark Krakens if they bring Vulcan back. Dawn of War 4 is going to be awesome. Yes. The question now, though, is whether or not Lion is going to be a playable character in it. Because they've shown his face, quote unquote, his face, by his face I mean his helmet, and obviously him. But is he going to be a playable character, or is he just going to be there? Just going back in with some Rakar flesh, just on these pledges here. Dark Krakens are a Salamander's successor chapter. Yes. Between Total War and Dawn of War 4, we are eating good. Yes. I need the release date. He'll be playable too. I've been keeping an eye on it, to be honest, just because obviously it is Dark Angels lore related, even though I don't play the games because I do not have the patience / I panic for some weird reason. No matter what type of game it is, I panic in some description. Mr. Nerd, bless him, has tried many a time to get me to play games with him. And I always say to him, like, you're going to yell at me? It's like, don't worry about it, like, don't bother playing with me, you're going to yell at me. He always goes, no, it's fine. And by the end, he's practically trying to rip his hair out because of how frustrating it is trying to play a game with me. So instead, I just settle for watching him play games. Much better. They're indeed such a cool colour scheme too. The little lore we have appeals to me. Right now I've been doing lore on Thousand Suns and Space Wolves. I've been playing a lot of Dawn of War, different edition. It has aged well. Yeah, so because Mr. Nerd obviously has his own gaming channel, so he plays Dawn of War and a bunch of other games. So there's a bunch of Warhammer related games over there. If anyone wants to watch any, like playable stuff that isn't tabletop style. Magnus did nothing wrong. That's the debate, isn't it? Whether or not he willingly, he did and he didn't. It's that thing of, he did the right thing, but obviously he went about it in a way that was not supposed to be doing it. He was supposed to do nothing and he did that wrong. That's it, though. That's what I mean. Like, technically, it's that thing of, by warning people, he was correct. But by warning people, he was also wrong. It's that kind of shaky middle ground there for Magnus. But obviously Space Wolves, it was like a natural progression when I was doing the lore from doing the Thousand Suns video to then do Space Wolves. So, yeah, so I've got a video on both out at the moment. Thousand Suns was a couple of weeks ago, and then Space Wolves was this week. Eventually I will get into posting 2 days a week again on there. Right before I was doing Mondays and Fridays. But at the moment I'm doing like 1 a week, just whilst I'm trying to get back into a pattern of painting, uploading, streaming, and being mum. So whilst I'm doing those things, it's just slowly falling into place. Right, I'm just going back in with some Retributor armor now. Just to finish off what I didn't finish yesterday. There was a little teaser trailer that happened today, signed. From, kind of more alluding even more that we're going to have Peter Turbo back. Or Portarabo, for anybody who doesn't know what I'm talking about when I say Peter Turbo. It's very brief, it's like 20 seconds, but it's focusing on that little snippet that we saw. So it's just more or less 100% confirming at this point that Portarabo is going to be the next Primarch to return. So he said Guilliman and Lion, they need an enemy, they need something to fight against. I'll check those out. You have a good voice for lore vids too. Thank you. I drive a lot to work, so listen to lore whilst on the road. When Autoplay puts on AI channels, it does my nut in. That's the thing though, I get accused of being AI quite a lot. The amount of comments I get where people just go, listen to her tone, it's obvious she's AI. And I'm like, the amount of mistakes I make in pronunciation, there's no way in the world I'm AI. Oh yeah, I saw that one. Mr. Bitterabo is coming back. Yes, he is. But yeah, I get it quite a lot. I either get comments that I'm AI or comments telling me to basically shut up because I don't know what I'm talking about because I'm a woman. Or people making quite disturbing sexualized kind of ones where some people are like, oh, your voice is so lovely. I'm like, nice, thanks. Like, thank you for the compliment. And then they just take it further than that. I'm like, you don't need to do that. It was a compliment saying you have a nice voice. You don't need to take it further than that. Now it's weird. You've made it weird. I had one gentleman a year ago now, and he was commenting on every single video. Every video I posted. And my photo on there is like a elf version of me. And he was commenting on like, oh my goodness, you're so beautiful, and your voice is like that of an angel. And I'm like, every video there was a comment. I was like, this is getting a little bit weird. It's getting a bit creepy. And the minute I mentioned that I, at that point, was engaged, the comments stopped instantly. It was like, oh, you got the hint. I'm not interested. Please stop creeping. It's weird. The internet's a weird place to be. I wonder who'll be the next loyalist Primarch to return. My money is on Vulcan or Russ, but I'd like to see Dawn. Sorry I have to go through that. It's fine. It's weird in many ways, because the way the internet is, I'm very, very fortunate that nothing has really ever like upset me or got to me in any way, shape or form. And I've had some really nasty comments. Mr. Nerd can attest to that one. But I'm very, very lucky in the sense that it doesn't affect me in any way that's bad. People can do some mad things when they can be anonymous, absolutely. I did a video on, this is like the thing that normally gets people a little bit of hate when I mention it. I did a video on Adar from the Rings of Power series, and I specifically mentioned that he is an Amazon creation. He's not a Tolkien creation. He is his own unique thing. And it was specifically focusing on Adar's lore and how it kind of links to Tolkien's ideology on the origins of orcs specifically. That's the only thing I kind of mentioned where they've kind of ran with it of how orcs were created from fallen elves, that kind of narrative, which is something that Tolkien had kind of mentioned previously. It's one of the lore pieces that he'd obviously previously had going at some point. And the amount of white knights that jumped in and jumped down my throat for kind of even vaguely mentioning it, and they didn't listen to the point where I said it's got nothing to do with Tolkien and he's not a Tolkien creation, he's an Amazon creation. And I mentioned how the Rings of Power is what it is, which is a bit of a monstrosity, but the character of Adar I quite enjoyed because they'd rounded his character out enough that he was actually an interesting character in comparison to some of the others that they've created. And the amount of hate I got from that one. Whew. Got a lot of views though. Video got a lot of attention. So, even in that case, even like bad press is good press. Bad attention is good attention. It got me, like, I think a video that was, I'd been out like a week, and it went up to like 400 views. And I don't even know how many views it's on now, but the last time I checked it was over 2K. But I haven't looked at it in a while, so I don't know how many views it's on now. But yeah, it got some interesting comments. Yeah, people do mad things when they can be anonymous. I was just typing the internet's a strange place, as you said it. Yeah, it really is. And some people, especially like the 40k law, I have one gentleman on there who very kindly, in a good way, like this is a person, it's like a fun comment to read. He goes to the gym, and when he's at the gym, he listens to 40k podcasts. So he said, well, now I've got a new person to listen to. So when he goes to the gym and does his workout, he listens to my 40k stuff, which is quite like funny to me. It's like, I don't think I'm that type of motivational, but sure, if it helps, if that's what you want to do in the gym, feel free. I'm happy I can help. But it was quite amusing to me. Yeah, but that comments I get where it's like, you don't belong on this part of the world, you don't belong in this corner of the internet because you're a woman. And I'm like, right, and where's your evidence to support that? Nothing. The answer is there isn't any. It's just an opinion, and it's a wrong opinion. Nobody can say anybody doesn't belong anywhere when it comes to the internet and to hobbies and stuff like that. Nobody can say anybody doesn't belong anywhere. We all deserve to be involved in the places we want to be involved in. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's a community for a reason. It's not, you know, it's not a limited community. It's so vast. You don't need to limit yourself. Russ can stay wherever he is. Vulcan will have to reassembled atom by atom, and Dawn needs therapy first. Just imagine, it's got this image in my head of Dawn on a therapy couch. Like a therapist, just asking him, how do you feel about that? And how does that make you feel? That's what I've got going on in my head right now. Just Dawn coming back with a therapist and PTSD. Agreed, signed. You have Logan Grimm now. Russ can stay gone. Exactly. So how did you feel carrying your father onto the golden toilet, seeing Sanguinius dead, having lived through the Siege of Terror, and having brothers betray you? The answer is not well. This needs a big hug, I think. It's a very big hug after all that. Poor Dawn. Dawn, the most traumatized Primarch. He'll come back and they'll be like, great, he's back. And they'll just turn and go, where is he? And he's just sat rocking in a corner. Okay, maybe he should not have come back. Dawn is not a hugger, but he is reluctant. But he reluctantly let Vulcan do it. Exactly, but who knows? Now that he's in this state, he might be. Trauma does weird things to the body. There, that was just someone standing at a distance going, there, 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 there. And that's all the comfort he needs. Who knows? Some of these people who aren't huggers just need a good hug. Some of these people who are huggers just need a high five to the face. You know, it's one of those. Apparently Dawn did cry during the heresy. He shed a single tear. That's more than some of the others. A lot more than some of the others. Was talking with a friend the other day about how Dawn and Russ would react to having Imperial Guard tanks named after them. What was the outcome? What was the opinion? My cat is losing his mind. He is off to the one side, my ginormous ragdoll, throwing his weight around like he is not a ginormous ragdoll. He's found string. That's why. He's found string. Ah, simple things. I love cats. Russ would be like, heck yeah, and Dawn would question the range, the chassis, etc. I think that's accurate. He'd want to know the ins and outs. If it's gonna have his name, it has to live up to his name. Otherwise, he's not interested. The last couple of days after the streams, I've been kind of like gearing up. Oh, sorry, my cat's making loud noises. I do apologise if you can hear clutter in the background. The last couple of days after streams, I've been like either quickly doing dinner. So normally I try and eat dinner before stream, but it's kind of in that weird time where I've been doing painting and stuff in between streams. So I've been painting all day or working on videos all day, and then I'll stop to stream. And then I go, oh yeah, I haven't done dinner, cook dinner, and then I try and go to bed. I can't today, I have to go shopping, I need stuff. I have to leave the house. I felt Russ would be like, is that it? It's not even a super heavy tank. He'd just look at it and go, well, that's not living up to my name, is it? Russ should be honoured. Anything is named after him. Yeah. One of those things where he starts to complain and then they kind of go, you should be grateful. That kind of the idea in mind, signed. Yeah, he'd want, if he's got something named after him, he'd want it to be biggest of the best in any way, shape or form. Lots of weird angles to try and get my brush into. There you go. Work time for me. Hopefully it's not too bad though. And you can do a little bit of painting in between. Just touching up the gold that I did yesterday. And once that dries, I can then start moving on to his chest armor, which I'm going to do with some white. And then I can move on to sword and then shading. It's going together pretty nicely so far though. Not bad for our second companion. Not bad at all. Just having a look at what colours I need to apply next. Okay. So a lot of the remaining colours are the highlight shades, so that's good to know. Right. I'm going to assemble the mini of the month. Enjoy it. Using some corn red. Just going to fill in these last little parts. Has anybody else got any other plans for tonight? Or are we in home cozy now? Cozy and relaxed time. Thinking a bit of Xandri dust to go over the rope that is holding his chains and stuff together. Just relaxing. Good. Need the evenings to just decompress. There we go. I just finished my first Emperor's Children in Factor. I'm just relaxing with your stream for now, and then I'm probably off to bed for me. No worries at all, I understand that. Spoops Jasmine, painting marvels on beside Storm right now. Wonderful. Also, how are you, Spoops Jasmine? How are you doing? Just a subtle reminder, anybody if they are watching the stream but not commenting, that's completely fine. If you are new to the channel and you're liking what you're seeing, then please subscribe and obviously drop a like on the video because it pleases the algorithm gods and lets us know we're obviously putting out content that you guys like to see. We are on the road to getting 1k subs, or hoping to get 1k subs by the end of 2026. So if you want to help us to achieve that goal, then please subscribe to the channel. We'd love to have you here. And if you have Discord and you want to share any of your content over there, then please feel free to join our Discord as well. You'll find that linked in the description down below. Cinder paintings. Oh, I have those too. I split the blocks of tormentors into 5 tormentors and 5 interfractors. Not a bad idea. Just picking up a little bit more Rakar flesh, and I'm going to go over his robes with another layer of that. And then once that dries, I will go in with some more gold on the chains around his waist. And then I think after that, it's just the symbol on his chest. And that's it. Pretty good. Was watching me Meet Me at the Table channel when your channel came on. It's just relaxing and painting right now. Well, it's so lovely to have you here. So thank you for joining the chat. Are you into your Warhammer, like your 40k or Age Sigmar, or do you just into like hobby, like painting hobby in general? Then obviously you got your Marvel stuff. What else are you into? Our little one is already growing massively. So he's a month old on Friday, which is mad to say out loud that he's already a month old, or about to be a month old. And ever since day one, he's been eating more than like the average baby. Because he's just a little chunk and he loves his food. But it goes to show, because he's getting to be quite a big boy. He's growing really long as well. So our little Primarch baby is growing as a Primarch baby should. The little Primarch is almost a month indeed, yes. He's a month old on Friday, which is mad. I feel like it's going way too fast. Way too fast. And his month, like up to month old clothing is like barely fitting him. Some of it doesn't fit him at all anymore. But you put some of him into some of them, and his little arms, I obviously say this is his arm or his leg, and because of like the lack of material, his arm or his leg is just like this, and I'm like, that doesn't fit you. So I have to take it off because his arms are just like squished into the outfit, and I'm like, yeah, we need to put you in your 0 to 3 month clothing already. But he's doing well, he's eating well, and he's growing like a little Primarch baby should. Right. Going in with some more Retributor armor now. Just touching up a few more parts. Gamer. Yeah, especially because it feels like just yesterday I was going into hospital to have the Wii one. So to know that was nearly a month ago, I'm like, huh? You're like a Primark mother now, like Tarasha Newton. Just started painting last 3 weeks. Painting Cthulhu, Death May Die as well. Just got into the hobby, but I'm doing better than I thought I would. Can spend hours painting now. Awesome. Really, really happy to hear that. We've only been painting for a year, myself and Mr. Nerd, on this channel, so we're still new to the hobby as well. So it's a little new start community, but we've got some people here who are a bit more experienced than us, and everyone here is really, really friendly and nice. So if you want any questions or any advice, then we've got a good little community growing, especially if you join the Discord. Always nice, you're doing better than you think. Gives a boost, absolutely. Anything where things are going better than you thought is immediately a boost. Mr. Ned's gone silent, he may be napping. Kind of, we're in that stage where we really do have to, especially in the evenings, we really, really do have to take the when baby sleeps, you sleep rule very, very seriously. Because at night is the only time when he is a terror. I second that. You should consider joining the Discord. Thank you, Stender, I appreciate that. But it is a really lovely community. Righty, that is the last of the gold touch-ups, I think. In fact, no, I'm wrong, I'm lying to you. My apologies. A bit more gold there. Or he's secretly assembling towel. If he was secret, he wouldn't be secret about it. He came up down the other day and put his towel box upstairs and then just disappeared. And then ended up doing something else completely different. But his towel is about... that, or he's trying to make the Wii one into a Tau player. And he's trying to infuse his brain with Tau knowledge. If he's asleep, then we know it didn't go well. But yeah, when we kind of get everything ready before the stream, so we have to pre-make his bottles, get him upstairs in like a blanket back into his crib so he's comfortable, and then we just kind of hope for and pray for a minute that he's going to stay asleep. A couple nights ago that was the case and they were very successful, and Mr. Nell was like, yep, he's been asleep for the last 2 hours, you should lie down and try and get some sleep too. I was like, yeah, cool. As soon as I put my head down, he started crying. I was like, never mind, mummy doesn't deserve sleep apparently. And that was the night that he was awake from 2 AM till 6 AM. So it was extra bad. So I was very, very, very sleep deprived the next day. And that was the day I couldn't stream because I couldn't even function. But last night he slept for like a solid 4 hours straight, so for a newborn, that's very, very good. It's just good for a newborn, it's good for me as well. I'll take 4 hours, happily. It's officially onto the shading stage now. Just make sure my brushes are cleaned off so I can put the caps back on. Safe. 4 hours straight. Nice. Yeah. Perk of us feeding him on demand rather than doing the waking him every 2 to 3 hours thing. They only really recommend that if your little one is underweight. So for the first couple of weeks when they're kind of... Because when babies are born, you lose... my mum brags I slept through the night from day one. I was bored, exhausted. I wish that was the case with little man. It's not. He's too eager. And to be quite honest, it's not always for food that he cries. There are times at night where he wakes up just because he wants a cuddle, which is quite sweet. I mean, I'm exhausted and I'm there going, oh, can we not do this any other time? But it doesn't matter to him. He's like, no, Mum, I want a cuddle, so we're going to have a cuddle. And what he wants, he gets. So who am I to deny him? And like I said, it'll be in a few years, he won't want to cuddle with me, so I will take it. I think the most he has ever slept so far has been 4 hours straight. And I can live off 4 hours a night. It's going to give him some grey cere just to do his insignia on his chest first before I do anything else. Thing is, like, people are already talking like sleep training their newborns, and I'm like, most places like I recommend, I've seen, do not recommend sleep training your newborn until they're at least 3 months because they have no clue what's day or night yet. One day you're not going to be cool anymore to him. Exactly. It'll be a sad day. Right now, he's my clingy baby, so he's my Velcro baby. Whatever I do, he has to be there with me. Read a few of the Heresy books, but I've never played Warhammer. Read up on the Mechanicum. Ooh. What did you think? And we've got people in this community at the moment. Some people just read the books, some people just paint, some people paint, read the books and play. Got a vast little collection of people who are involved in the hobby over here. That's not true. My dad passed away at the beginning of the month, unexpectedly at the age of 51. My dad has always been cool to me. Even my friends think he was cool. You're into Warhammer? Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Krytor. You'll always be cool to your child. That's really, really sad. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you're doing okay. I hope your family's doing okay. Yeah. Condolences go out to you, Krytor. The community is sending you lots of love and support. Thanks, been tough. One of the reasons your streams are cool. I can paint and game and it's relaxing. Well, I'm really, really glad to hear that it helps you in some way. Like I said, we're just a very small channel still in a very, unique corner of the internet. So I'm glad you found your way over to us and you feel like happy being here because we love having you here. So yeah, I'm really, really happy that you found us and it kind of gives you an outlet where you can just relax and just be for a bit rather than focusing on everything else. Didn't mean to put a damper on anything anyway. Your ICC is looking great. You don't have to worry about putting damper on anything. You have nothing to apologise for there, Krytor. Thank you so much. He is almost ready to be shaded. I'm just going to do some lead belcher quickly on the sword insignia just in the middle of his chest, between the wings. So that's what we're looking at so far. It was the right time to stumble across you on the front page yesterday. Well, I'm really, really glad you did, because we love having you here. How is Ark going today? Is it more successful today than yesterday? Just picking up my brush so when I go onto my shading in a second, I have the right thickness that I want. The black touch up there real quick. And there. Here's me going down to shading and then finding little things that still need base paint. I'm like, nope, never mind. No shading yet. But now it is time for shading. I promise. Right. For gold, I'll be going with Agrax Earth Shade. For any of the robes, I'll be going with Seraphim Sepia, and I'll be going with Nuln Oil. And if I can find it, it's here somewhere. I'll also be going in with some Soulblight Grey. So those are the 4 shade paints I will be using today. Double check on the Citadel Colours app, like roughly where they want me to apply stuff again. I'm going to go in with Seraphim's Soulblight Grey so fast. I'm going to go over the gosh, my brain is broken today. I'll stop for a minute, think about what I want to say, articulate it, and then try and get it out. But my goodness, my brain is broken. I will be pledging to the challenge of 1 million minis. How many are you pledging? I know Mr. Nerd and I are looking at doing 100. But between my Combat Patrol and my and Dark Water, I'm already like halfway there for that. So that's my reason for going for the 100. But I just have to go through, because I've now got 2 Terror Wings to add to that from today as well. I have my Mini of the Month to add to that. I have Helm to add to that. One, the shop owner said it was fine. Absolutely fine. I'll pledge 25 myself. Better open the Combat Patrol. Haha. Yeah, we're pledging 100. So, I don't paint every day, and when I do, it's slow. That's absolutely fair enough. So far, in the last 2-3 weeks, I've painted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 figures already. 9 figures. So I'm up to 9 figures already on average in a week and a half. So if I do on average 10 a week, 10 every week and a half, 10 to 14 every 2 weeks, I think I'll be just fine. Not to mention, we're allowed to actually use our anything we've painted from December onwards till May. So all I have to do is look back over the minis we've produced since then, and I can use that. Still using Soulblight Grey, by the way. I might do more than one though. It took me 2 years to do 30 salamanders, to be fair. I got sidetracked with little watchers. You did, but the watchers you have done are very, very sweet. They're very, very adorable. Very deadly, of course, but still very adorable. But yeah, like I'm a big believer, like it doesn't matter how fast a project is done when it comes to painting. As long as you're enjoying it, as long as you're putting in the effort to make it look as best as you can, then it's worth it. That takes a day, if that takes 2 years, it's still worth it regardless. Right. That's Soul Blight. I'm going to go on to Nuln Oil now. And I'm going to go over the red robes. And it immediately makes them look more like a burgundy shade. I was saying yesterday, the perk of our channel is that we've literally got a dated backlog for evidence. So everyone was like, oh, can you prove that you painted this within the window? I was like, yep, here's a timestamp of, or a date stamp of when this went live on my YouTube channel and when I painted it. Because whenever we paint stuff, obviously when I'm live, I'm painting it that day. And if it's not live, they are painted that week, sometimes the day before the video, sometimes 2 days before the video. So I've been painting miniatures since 1995 and I'm still learning new things and improving. It's a great feeling, absolutely. And that's the reason why I love this little community so much, and our Discord actually, because people can share ideas. Gray has sent me a few things to try that have really been helpful. Like I'm eager to try and learn new things. So it just goes to show every day is a learning day, you know, like you don't need to settle for just knowing how to do one thing and being like, right, I'm happy with that. Like you can learn and adapt and grow. And I think as people we should do that anyway in most things. But at bare minimum, if we're not going to do it in anything else, at least being able to do it in your hobby, it's a good start. Been painting with speed paints except for the small details, learning from my mistakes. Speed paints are a good way to learn and get confidence from my point of view anyway, until I get better. Honestly, I've had nothing but good things about the speed paints. I highly recommend it actually, even though I haven't used them myself. I've used Citadel paints this entire time. It's one of those things where I see a lot of beginners, both in this chat, in the Discord, and people I've met in person. They highly recommend the speed paints, so I can't fault them. And that's without trying them. But it's ever something I want to try, just to kind of have the side-by-side comparison. We just started with Citadel because it was what was recommended to us. But, absolutely. Right, gonna go some Agrax Earthshade over any of the gold now. Like in the last year, I was good with certain things from the get-go, like base painting and shading. That was like the easy stuff for me. But highlights was something I really, really struggled with. But the way I went about it, about getting better at that, was to, push myself through it. I did it on figures, and some of them really, really sucked, and some of them were really terrible. And I had to go back over the areas where I'd done it with base paints and shades, just to kind of correct my mistakes, because I wasn't happy with what I produced. But with time and perseverance, I learned and I grew, and I'm still not 100%, like I'm still getting there. But I'm getting better. And that's the important part, because I'm trying to get better. And no one can fault anybody for trying. This year is like my 30th birthday, and obviously it's considered quote unquote like a milestone birthday, so I want to see how much I can achieve in the next year as like doing YouTube, as a mum, as a person in general. Like this year's quite a big year as transformative change in that regard for me, not necessarily in the sense of like doing everything correctly and like stuff like that, but I want it to be a milestone birthday, not because it's considered a milestone, but just as like a personal milestone. I might pledge my demonettes. It's 10. Sounds doable. I think so. I think that sounds highly doable. I strongly believe miniature painting is just about interest, not skills. Anyone can learn it, especially. Some learn quicker than others, for sure. But don't be scared when you see something awesome. Be inspired instead. I think those are great words to live by, Stender. And I think that's not just to do with miniature painting, that's just with things in general. Like if you see somebody else who's better at you at something, don't be discouraged by it. Just kind of go, oh, that's really awesome. Hopefully, maybe one day I'll be able to do that. But here's my strengths and here's what I'm good at now. And then celebrate those strengths and, improve on what you learn and be inspired to try new things and figure out that you are, better at it than you once thought. And that's the thing, like, about our side of the internet, specifically on this channel. We want it to be a place where everyone's obviously like, yeah, well, what about the monetary value? I'm like, yes, obviously the monetary value of doing YouTube is there, but that's not the reason why we started YouTube. We started YouTube to find a like-minded community and find people like us, because myself and Mr. Nerd, we're not, super outgoing, busy people. We're very much homebodies. Our way of going out and socializing is we go to our local Warhammer shop once a fortnight, and we go and play games with each other and with other people, and we talk with other people who are into the hobby like us, and that's what we do. That's our way of socializing. That's our hobby time. So, don't be limited to kind of what you can and can't do. And with us, we just want this place to be a little window. People can come and, relax and be around, such quote unquote, be around people who are interested in the hobby in general, or into like nerdy stuff in general. Because like I said, when I do the Lord of the Rings stuff, for example, I go into a full-on lore dive a lot of the time. So if anybody's interested in like Lord of the Rings lore, but not necessarily interested in the painting side, they might enjoy the streams just because they get to talk about Lord of the Rings lore. So it's just one of those little corners of the internet where it will kind of meet the criteria for a lot of people's interests, as long as they're into nerdy stuff. And it's just, it's a nice community that we've built so far. and we're very, very grateful for it. We've been doing it for a year, and we look forward to seeing where the next year is going to go for both of us. I live on a smaller island in Denmark. There are no game stores here, and only a few people collect miniatures and paint. So the internet community is invaluable to me. Invaluable for me, absolutely. I think Arch, who you may have seen in the streams over the weekend, he doesn't have like a local store. His local store is like inside of another store, and it's like a small collection at the back. He doesn't have anybody close by who's interested in the hobby for him to like go and play Kill Team with. But he's found us and like our little community, and he's really said to himself like he really is grateful for the fact he's found this community. And we've told him like if he's ever coming up this way to go to Games Workshop, to go to Warhammer World, to let us know, and we will happily meet up with him and do like a little mini meetup, play some Kill Team with him, catch up in person. Like that's kind of the vibe we want to give people. We don't want people to think that it's just online exclusively. If people are around and they wanna and they're traveling this way, we're more than happy. Oh, then I'm truly blessed. I have a local store and a club that does Warhammer. Absolutely. I think having little places that does it is always very helpful. Seraphim Sepia now, and I'm just going to go in over the robes. Yeah, that is awesome. It's like Bo has his hobby events as well, and they do like obviously all hobby stuff, Warhammer stuff. So it's nice to see that certain places have these options, have multiple locations available for people to actually enjoy the hobby. Right. I think we're officially on to our highlighting stage now. In fact, I'm going to do his sword, then paint, then I will do some shading on that, so let the rest of the shade paints dry, and then we'll go from there. And for that, I'm going to use a combination of Lead Belcher and Retributor armor, but I'm going to start with Lead Belcher. But yeah, like Gray's mentioned potentially coming up this way, and we said we'd happily meet up with him, or if we're going up towards the way of Scotland, because both Arch and Arch and Gray are both Scotland based. So if we're ever travelling up that way, we'll let them know. Hopefully meet up, play a few games. Yeah, like a chill little vibe really. And we get a surprising amount of people that are like UK based, which is really, really nice, because I think there's been a few times where I've like streamed on other stuff, and a lot of the communities like from all over the world, and like, which is great. And I'm just like, sometimes just surprised how many are, when I say local, I don't mean obviously local to me, I mean like local to my country. And are interactive online. Especially with like a smaller page like me, or like us. I'd love to see Warhammer World someday. Well, if you're ever in the UK, let us know. We'd happily meet up and we'd happily go together. Warhammer World is definitely one of those places, it's definitely worth going. I went during my vacation. Yeah, Signed went over the Christmas period when she was here visiting her bestie. You're too kind, I'll definitely remember that. Of course. So we're actually not that far away from Warhammer World. Like we go we're very lucky to be able to go quite religiously, because we really don't live far away from it. Before we actually found our local store, we were going every week. We do a monthly pilgrimage to Warhammer World. Yeah, now it's a monthly pilgrimage. Before it was like a weekly one. Speaking of which, we haven't actually gone yet this month, Mr. Nerd. Since the Wii one has arrived, we haven't been. And sort of these buckles in gold. We need to arrange a Viking raid to England, I suppose. Absolutely. A Viking raid to England. Plans for tomorrow? There's no plans for tomorrow here. I think the only plan we have is that we've got another person who's coming to meet our little one in the afternoon. But we have nothing going on during the day. So if we can either plan that Viking raid for tomorrow or a trip to Warhammer World tomorrow, then we've got two options. Stender painting again. Oh, we don't mind, trust me. Especially if you come over and state your business for coming is just to go to Warhammer World, they'd be like, okay, carry on, enjoy. So just going in with Retributor armor now on those buckles. I'd love to, although I'm busy tomorrow. Okay, we'll rearrange that little Viking raid for another day then. Do love doing the buckles in gold. The black that's on there I'm going to be highlighting with the green. So I'm going to tie in the Dark Angels green into the whole thing, which I'm going to be doing in a moment. But I'm going to be going over the red with a little bit of dry brushing, just to kind of dull down the shininess, which I'll do now, because all the shade paint is now dry. Just grab my brushes. To be honest, Stender, you are a little bit caught up at the moment with, recovering from surgery and all, so I think we'll let you off now for not planning your Viking raid anytime soon. I'm going to go be dry brushing over it with some corn red, so although this is the base colour and it does highlight stuff, I don't want to go too heavy with the two lighter shades in case it deposits pigment anywhere else that I don't want it to deposit. So I'm just going to go in with corn red on a dry brush over the red cape, just to kind of dull down any uber shininess, because it's rather shiny. And it just tones it down a little bit. Yeah, I'm a wounded Viking these days, sadly. That's okay. It's an honourable thing to be a wounded Viking. Have to plan for a time when you are not a wounded Viking. I will call you Steda Lothbrok going forward. You've been given a nickname. There we go. Oh dear, that was fast. Didn't take him long. There we go. I'm going to leave the dry brushing at that for the robes. And now I'm going to start highlighting because I've only got about 15 minutes left to stream, and then I'll call it at that because we still need to go out and get some dinner, but we'll do till 9 and then we'll go from there. I'm going to go in with some Wazadaka red for my first highlight, and then we'll finish highlighting this guy tomorrow and we will start our third and final inner circle companion. And then I've got to do their bases, which are going to be Stella Mud and a few skulls. So I have plans for them. Just some basic edge highlighting for starters. Just tried dry brushing for the first time a few minutes ago. Looks good on Marvel Storm swirling cloud underneath her. Probably should have wiped a bit more paint off, but it's a good effect. The thing is, you can do with dry brushing, you can either do like a heavy dry brush or a light dry brush. If you wanted to go over the top with like a contrast paint or something to kind of fill in those recesses a bit, you could then go over the top again with an even lighter dry brush, and that might bring out the details a bit more. Especially with clouds and stuff, you can do, you can build up layers of colour, and that would look pretty cool. An example of that is on this. So this is a verdigris effect, which is like a oxidized copper, brass, or bronze. And what I did for this is a really heavy dry brush, then went over with the contrast paint and then did a light dry brush over the top, and it just kind of builds up the colour and adds a bit of dimension. So that's an example of it physically that I can show you. So the heavier you go with the dry brushing, it just means that you can then build it up and then use lighter dry brush layers over the top, and you've got more dimension there, especially for clouds. Joys of owning animals, random cat hairs occasionally in my brushes. I do love highlighting capes, it's just very satisfying. To be honest, dry brushing is an art. The last time I dry brushed, I just repainted the model, haha. I just crawled into my blanket. I'm going to be dreaming about Valhalla in a bit. Thanks for another entertaining stream. See you all soon again, I hope. Hopefully see you again very soon, Sender. I hope you are doing well with your recovery and you get a decent night's sleep tonight. And I hope the morphine helps. Take care, everyone, and thanks. Yeah, take care, Stender. We'll see you again soon. Oops. Wish you a fast recovery. Everyone wishes you a fast recovery. How is Ark going, Krytel? I was going to start doing some of my green highlights. No, I'll do my dark bluish grey highlights first, and then tomorrow I'll do my green highlights. So that I'm going to use Dark Reaper. I have been on a few phone calls sorting bits out for next week, so I haven't been with the stream, no worries. Oh, we are playing TFT now. Nice and chill game, at least, yeah. Nice and relaxing for you. got hit with torrential rain by the sounds of it. We've got like where I'm in the house, it's like a part of like an extension. So when it rains, I can really hear it. TTF to Team Fortress 2. Mr. Nerd is asking for some clarification. Can suddenly hear my wee one. He's not necessarily crying, he's more just yelling. Are you in distress, Mr. Nerd up there? Do you need help? Team fight tactics. There you go, Mr. Nerd. And there we are. Right. I'm going to leave the highlights there for tonight, so I'm going to end the stream just because I would rather start a new highlight completely from scratch tomorrow rather than start it and then go back in again tomorrow. Thank you everybody who has joined the stream today. So that's Krytor, obviously signed. That is Stender. Spoops Jammin', thank you so much for joining us today. Boo, obviously at the beginning of the stream, hopefully work's going okay for you. But yeah, thank you everybody who's joined the stream today. It's been really, really appreciated. We appreciate having you here. Again, if you are new, if you've been lurking on the channel today and you're liking what you see, then please make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future streams like this and content like this in general. If you haven't already, please like the stream because obviously it pleases the algorithm gods and it makes us, you know, gotcha, I was very wrong, haha. It just makes it for a lot nicer community if we know what people like and what they don't like. Thanks for the stream. You're welcome. So I'll be back again tomorrow, where I'll be completing this figure and starting our third and final inner circle companion. So if you want to see how this guy turns out and how that one ends, the other one starts and obviously finishes, then yeah, just let us know. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your evening, everybody, and we will see you next time. Bye for now.